Hey guys, welcome to Twiniversity. Hi, look, I'm all sweating and crazy. It's so hot in here today. Should have really prepared better with some fans or something, but I didn't, so now you just have to take sweaty nap. So hey gang, it's me. Happy New Year. Like genuinely, like Happy New Year. I don't know if anybody else had a crappy year last year, but 2016 was not very great for the Diaz family, so guess what that means? That means that 2017 is gonna rock it. So welcome. Today we are going to talk about bottle feeding your babies. So I know we have a lot of people on right now and it's very, very exciting. So if you have twins, obviously we're talking about twins today, but there is nothing that we are going to talk about today that couldn't be used for a singleton as well. So as always, we will be talking for about 45 minutes. I will try not to keep you too long. I know you guys are trying to really get into that nap time. So either I am on while your babies are sitting there before you, or this is your relaxing time. So I will talk about things and no questions are off the table. So if you have any concerns about anything, even if it's not bottle feeding, feel free to bring it up because it's exciting. We have our whole team here today with me, and I don't just mean these twinnies behind me. These are my twinnies that I use in Twiniversity class here in New York City. I know that in Chicago, Julie uses these little blue bunnies, so we all have our favorites. I go with little bunny twins. However, I also have a special guest today. Look who's with me for this. If you guys know this little dude's name, I want you to tell me right now if you know his name. So if you've watched some of our live feeds, you've seen him a few times, and, right, I know I'm not telling them your name because they're gonna have to learn on their own. So right now, just say hello to our little friend. That's all we're gonna say. So keep shouting out his name right there. And then of course, I wanna do a little bit of a roll call and find out who you are and where you are coming from. So the next thing that I want you to do is tell us where you're from. Oh my gosh, yes! Natalie, my doppelganger, Fred it is. I love that you guys know that Fred is here. Fred should have his own Instagram account soon, but you know, he's a baby and you can't have an account unless you're 13 years old, so that wouldn't be safe for him. So, Fred is here with me today. We're gonna talk about bottle feeding. Today, it's all thanks to our friends at Dr. Brown's. If you look next to me, I have like a crazy assortment of Dr. Brown's goodies, a lot of stuff that you probably don't even know they have. Now look, I'm seeing that we have a lot of Ohio families. Ohio families, hello to you guys. I am hoping to come out your way this year, and I know that I am going to be in Illinois as well. So we will be traveling across the country in 2017. If you would like me to come and visit you in your neck of the woods, just let us know. That's all I have to say. All right, our questions are already rolling in, so I'm gonna try to get right to it. We're gonna talk about top 5 tips for bottle feeding twins. That's the first thing that we're gonna do. Second thing we're gonna do is answer your question. And the third thing we're gonna do is what? Give away some prizes because I love to give away stuff. I also apparently like to sing. Corinne from New York, what's up? Look at my Philly family, my New York family, Milwaukee, absolutely. Oh my gosh, Washington, Longview, Washington. Amy, welcome. Catherine in Minnesota, you must be freezing. Carrie, of course we have prizes. Come on, I'm so happy that you are here joining us today. So we have so many things going on. I don't know if you've taken a look at Twiniversity lately, but holy moly, we hit 70,000 this week. Can I have a thumbs up, a little heart, something from you guys? Because honestly, I am giving you all a virtual high five because you got us here and I am super excited. Next thing, I just have to take a moment and say, what do you think? How do you like the new Twiniversity studio? It's hilarious. Right after we finish up this feed, I'm gonna show you what this really looks like, because if you think like, oh, Nat's got it together, I want you to know what reality actually looks like. So how does it look? Could you hear me okay? Can you see me okay? Do you like the wallpaper? Do you like our new sign that was done by our friends at Confetti Home? So exciting. We found them on Etsy. Julie's like the queen of finding everything. And then look, we have our whole Twiniversity team online with us today too. So everybody is here. Julie's there. I know Carrie's there. And probably Kimmy and definitely Laura. Everybody's on. Lauren, she's probably too busy with one of her 900 kids. So the sign looks backwards. That's hilarious, Jewel. All right, Jewel, guess what we're going to have to do? Call Confetti Home and get the sign that's backwards. I didn't think about that, mirror image. Gerg. The name of my book is probably backwards too, right? Ugh. Listen, guys, welcome. Listen, Corinne, the funniest part about this is I got this on Wayfair, and it was the peel and stick wallpaper. I did it in like 2 hours, but I didn't do too much, and it was a little pricey, whatever, but I figured for you guys, you should see my best foot forward. So this is going to be our new studio, and it is in my dining room, and it's exciting, but studio space here in Manhattan, you don't even want to know what it is. So we're going to jump right in. We've taken too much time. We've been BSing and having a nice time because me and Fred are just so happy to see you. Right, Fred? Right, everybody. Hi, happy 2017. That's what Fred says. Side note, do you ever do a voiceover for your dog? Like when your like spouse or the kids are talking to the dog, do you sometimes answer them in the dog's voice? And then do they talk to the dog back as if the dog were really the one saying that? It's a totally random thing that just happened today, and I didn't realize that we do that all the time. So yes, Fred, they're ready. They want you to eat because you are hungry. So let's get to this. We're gonna do the top 5 bottle tips for feeding twins. Number 1. It goes without saying that we prefer Dr. Brown's bottles. Not just any Dr. Brown's bottles. We strongly prefer the options bottle. How do we know what the heck the difference is between the options bottle and the old bottle? I should have brought an old bottle. Grrg! I have some inside. Well, the options bottle, the little insert is green. That is how we know that this is the options bottle. So why is it called the options bottle? It's called the options bottle because I have the option to use this or the option not to use it and then use this as a traditional bottle. That is my option. Do you know also what's super funny? I am so crazy that even having Fred on my lap and not holding him, when I let him go to do things like this, there's a little alarm going off in the back of my head that's saying, hold that baby. That's not nice, but yes, that is what's happening. So we're taking a look at this. We are going to give away some bottles right now. If you want a set of bottles for your twinnies, all you have to say is, I need to have some options. Or you could just say options, or you could say whatever. But if you've noticed, I like when this is actually a conversation between me and you. Otherwise, I just feel like I'm talking to myself, and then I am 2 steps closer to the loony bin because I've already been 1 step since I had the babies back in 2004. So if you want to have some options bottles for your twinnies, I want to know that you want options. So just shout out if you want some options. Everything we are giving away is going to be given away today on this chat. We'll have 1 prize maybe later that we could do. We'll figure out something later. Julie will figure it out. But for right now, this is what we're giving away because we always want people that are here with us. You guys should be the ones that's winning, no? Is that English? Was that English? You guys should be the ones that win. That is the way you speak English. I will get it someday, I promise. All right, so options bottles, shout it out. And we're also going to talk about one other big difference that I find with the options bottles versus the other bottles. Do you see how on the back of the options bottles that the number is blue? Like the little ounces and stuff? The old bottles, they were clear. They were raised, which was fine. You could still see them. However, it was definitely a little bit more challenging than you would expect, okay? So these are why we love these bottles. Why do we love these bottles? Because they work. If you're using the options bottles now, I would love to see some thumbs ups, or you could just say we're using them now because you're not going to be eligible to win. We're just going to give you more bottles. Now, does anybody know why I prefer the 8-ounce wide neck bottle versus the standard skinny mini bottle? I'm sure that this has an actual name for it. These are the, so you could get these too. If you like the long bottles, they have a name. I'm sure if you like these, they have them as well. But I'm not like a huge fan of them because there's a reason. All right, do you see here now? Look, which is great because we could do a side by side. You see how this is like straight up and this has little concave sides? The concave sides make it easier so that when Fred is big enough, Fred could hold this with his own tiny baby paws, right? Because you has like a little hand holding area right there. So I'm like, well, look at me, I'm drinking my own bottle, right? So that is why I prefer this. The other reason why I prefer this is because very often condensation builds up on the bottom of this when you're making bottles. You put them in your dishwasher, top rack, dishwasher safe. Yes, high temp setting, you're good as gold. You don't need to buy a sterilizer and take up more cabinet space or whatever. So when you put it on the top rack, it gives you more opportunities for it to dry. If that little skinny guy, wherever he is on the rack, it doesn't allow as much air to get into it, so I find that more formula will stick to the bottom if there is too much condensation. Then the next thing that I super duper oompa loompa love is that the wide neck, because of the drying, and then the 8 ounce, because hello, you're gonna need 8 ounce bottles anyway down the line. Why, if people are gonna buy you stuff, they're not gonna like buy you gifts at like 6 months. I mean, maybe people do. Maybe you're lucky and you have a family who's going to buy you gifts all year long. However, if you are a very typical family, you have a registry, you register for things. If you register for all of the tiny bottles, you're gonna go and you're gonna spend your money on those little bottles when eventually you're gonna need the big bottles anyway. All right, so they do have tiny bottles as well. And Dr. Brown's also makes an extraordinary preemie bottle. So if necessary, you could check out their preemie bottle too. So we have a ton of stuff, but I want to get to tips. I'm talking so much. I'm so excited. I feel like I have been held in a cage. I have missed you so much. I love being live with you guys because I know that you guys love me. I feel loved and it makes me feel good. And you make me feel like I am making a big difference, although the 70,000 Fred was a good indication, boop, boop, that we are doing a good job. All right, gang, so let's get to it. Our first tip, we already talked about using the Dr. Brown's bottles, okay? Now, my number one thing is if you are using formula, if you have formula-fed babies. Now, whether you are using, yes, the options bottle works without the insert. That is why it is called the options. So works with or without. That is your entire choice. I'm still totally weirded out that the sign is backwards. Whatever, Fred. Fred, why didn't we think of that? He should be smarter at 2 months old. I mean, I expect you, Fred, to know these things. So Fred, of course, is wearing his little Love to Dream swaddler. If you are going to bottle feed your babies, you may want to take them out of the swaddle, but it's entirely up to you. All right, so formula-fed babies. What my number one tip is in the morning, have your bottle ready. Have that one bottle ready. You could put it in the fridge. You could have just the powder ready to go, whatever it is, but please don't take the, don't depend on taking your bottles out of the washer to be used for the first feed, because what if you didn't turn on the washer last night? Ruh-oh, Rari. Another reason why I recommend that you have 20 of these puppies. 20? Yes, Fred, I said 20. Fred is like really slacking today. Fred, please. Get on board, please. All right. So 20 is what we need. 20 because if we are doing feeds in the beginning, that's 16 feeds, having a few bonus. I always recommend that you keep a bottle filled with formula in your diaper bag at all times, just in case you go out, you don't want to run into a jam and then have to go look for a bottle and some formula. What if your car broke down? What if you got a flat tire? What if you were just at a friend's house and having way too good of a time to go home? You should always have at least 2 bottles in your bag at all times, guys. 2 bottles. Julie, listen, I'm losing my mind. I told you. All right, this is not my Julie. This is the new Julie, my new favorite Julie, who just said that I was hysterical. Hysterical as in ripping my hair out? Yes, that is also the kind of hysterical that I am. So you're gonna have 2 bottles ready the night before, but after you finish that first feed, we are going to go and we are going to fill all of our bottles for the day. So I know that Fred, even though he's little, he still drinks a lot, this kid. I mean, like, Frank the Tank is what we should be calling him. Fred the Tank is more like it, buddy. So I know that little Fred is drinking 4 ounces, and I know exactly how much formula I need to put in that. Let's talk about rinsing. So remind me about rinsing in a second. I'm just going to put this in here while I'm doing that. Now, one thing I want to bring up to your attention, when you're filling your bottles, okay, this is not a neat process. You see how like, look at this. You see how like there's space over there? You always want to make sure that you're tapping the little guy down on the side so that all crevices are filled in this spoon, because if you need more, you got to go back in and scoop it up, kids. So I know that Fredolini, okay, he's now drinking a 4-ounce bottle, so it's 2 scoops. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go throughout the day. Great question. Watch what I'm going to do, because Meg is asking a question about water first or formula first. Fred, I'm sorry that I'm making it snow on you with formula. Oh, Fred got formula on him. Fred, you're okay. Okay, Fred's clean. So, Fred always drinks 4 ounces, 2 scoops of formula. Notice that I'm putting in the formula first. This is a hot topic, guys. It is super controversial. I'm just telling you, everybody's like, formula water, what do I do? Oh my God. Well, guess what? I have the scoop for you. You're gonna do formula first. Here's why we're doing formula first. Because see that? I just did 2 scoops and it's freaking all over Fred already. I have formula. It's like everywhere. This stuff, you know, if you're putting this stuff in your bottles, it just scoops up and it gets everywhere. So you put all the formula in all of the bottles in the beginning of the day, and then you only clean up that formula mess once. Now, let's talk about what are we going to use to fill this. Do we use nursery water, Nat? Are we going to use Poland Spring? Am I going to buy distilled water for my babies? What am I going to do? Well, guys, relax, because the answer is in 2 steps. Number 1, you're going to call your local township and ask them how you go about testing your water. How do you do? See, Katie, but watch. I'm going to show you what you're going to do. We're going to do the formula first, so calm down. So we're calling our township. We're asking them to test our water. If you have done this, I am curious to know how many of you guys are doing this. So if you have gone and asked your township to test your water, please give me a thumbs up, a heart, something. I want to know that you guys are doing this. Next thing is, if your township is like, who are you? Fred's Aunt Carrie from Pennsylvania? Click. Because they're, you know, they don't like to talk to Aunt Carrie in Pennsylvania. What you could do is you could go to Home Depot, you could go to Lowe's, you could go to True Value, Walmart, name any store here, insert any store here, and go get yourself a water testing kit. You could test the water in your home and find out if it is drinkable. If your water in your home is drinkable, I strongly recommend that you use your tap water. Am I absolutely gone crazy, Fred? Maybe. So this New York City mama, you would think New York City, crazy water, full of pollutants, dead fish everywhere, crime, pollution, blah, blah, blah. My water was absolutely fantastic. And when I was in the NICU, and I had to do a combination of breast and bottle in the very beginning, I said, like, well, what am I going to use? And they're like, hello, Nat, you could just use tap water. And I'm like, tap water, Liz, that sounds cuckoo. But yeah, it's totally fine. And you can get your water tested at any time. And if you worry about it on a continuous basis, when you go to the Home Depot, Lowe's, blah, 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 buy yourself more than 1 kit. Because if you're like, well, in the winter, we're using more of the boiler, and the boiler may make the water grosser. If that's the case, then you know what? Buy yourself a bunch of water testing kits. Me and Fred just want to make sure that your babies are always safe, because safety first. Okay? Now, next. Now, of course, if your water isn't safe, hi guys, I'm not saying like, let's give the babies poison water, but isn't it good? Hey, Meg! Isn't it good that you know that your water is drinkable or not drinkable? Well water, Christine, it's the same thing. You just got to test the water. There should be nothing wrong with it. If you are drinking the water, there should be nothing wrong with it. But you always, always, always test the water. That is a big Twiniversity tip. Boop, 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 boop. That is how it goes. All right, now, what I do in the morning, because let's just say I don't think that my water is good enough. Well, what you could do is you could take a tea kettle, fill it with water, and then throughout the day, get yourself a glass pitcher and put the tea kettle water that is in it. Hi, simple. Fred taught me this one. Fred, you're a genius. You take after your mama every time. All right, now, as the day goes out, and I'm like, hey, listen, what am I going to do? I got to feed these babies. I have this glass pitcher, by the way, FYI, Fred, don't tell them. This isn't glass. I'm just using it for a demonstration. So please don't let them know. So you're using this glass pitcher, right, Fred? And we are going to put in our 4 ounces. I'm going to look. I have to look at the numbers, guys. I'm not that good at it. Okay, I'm going to put in our 4 ounces of water. 4 ounces. I'm losing my mind, guys. I'm glad somebody's here to witness this. I put my options jammy in it. I take my bottle with my nipple, level 1, keep it that way until the doctor tells you different. If you're doing a combination of breast and bottle, you always keep it level 1. All right? Can I hear a keep it level 1? That's what I like to hear from my audience. All right, so we're gonna screw the bottle on. Okay, the collar of the bottle is what this is called, I think. And we're gonna make sure that it's really screwed on tight. Now, Meg and everybody else who's watching, okay? That's not number 4. Did I give numbers yet? Okay, look. All right, here, look, it is number 4. It just wasn't held right. One thing you have to do is you always wash your hands before you start a bottle feed, okay? Because of this. I don't have a bottle formula mixer. I don't have one of those pitchers that are filled. I also noticed did not buy pre-made formula or the ready to feed. That takes up too much room, way too expensive. Hi guys, we have twins. College is expensive. Powdered formula is fine as long as your doctor says it is. You always get your doctor's approval. Can I possibly say that enough, Fred? No. All right, so now look what happened, guys. Look, you see that in this bottle? Where is it? Crapola, I lost it. Here it is. You see how sometimes the formula sticks to the side and sticks to the bottom? It's so bright you can't really see. Look, you see that? It's stuck. It's exactly what I wanted to happen. With my clean hands, I'm gonna shake it like a Polaroid picture. Shake it, shake it, Fred. Not shaking babies, for God's sake. That's not safe, Fred. I'm sorry. I've always loved you. You're my favorite. Imagine if we had one baby. You ever play that game called One Baby? And which baby would it have been? Fred? If you were my only baby, what would I have done? I would have totally named you Fred, that's for sure. By the way, guys, you see that bowling trophy? That's Fred's. How crazy is that? Here, look. This doesn't say his name, look. This is why his name is Fred. That's my grandpa's bowling trophy. See, it says F. Muncie's. He was Fred. That's what's at the top. So if you ever see that bowling trophy, know that that's because my grandpa's with me. All right, Fred is ready to feed. Fred, are you ready? Our bottle, Fred, hence the reason why we use this. Wouldn't that be weird if Fred comes to life all of a sudden? So Fred is in his little swaddle, but we need something else. Bum, bum, bum. Bring in the bibs. We have so many bibs. It's absolutely cuckoo. I have 3 bibs here today, and that was my demonstration bib. So I'm gonna put one, oh, Fred, I know, I should have a blue bib for you. Sorry, Fred, you're just gonna have to take what's clean, like in reality, right, ladies? Fred, he's so silly. All right, so now, which we have this little bib on, we are going to feed Fred. But before we feed Fred, I wanna answer 2 questions. So, we got some questions. Explain. Okay, so Meg says you thought we're supposed to put the bottle in the water in first. We do that, but after you shake it, we're gonna readjust our measurement. If it is, of course, it's got to be below the bubbles. You have to make sure that your 4 ounces is no bubbles. All right, so no bubbles. You make sure that that's there. That was our first question. While we're answering some questions, what, Fred? It's prize time? Yes, 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 yes. I love prize time. All right, the next thing we are giving away is a seat in tomorrow night's online Twiniversity class. It's our online class where you get to learn everything. So if you are expecting twins, this is for our expecting twin family. The second class is for new families. But if you are expecting, the first thing I want you to do is say, I'm expecting. All you have to do is say you're expecting. You could say, I'm expecting and I want to go to class. Put that in and Julie will go in and pick a winner and you could join us for our online twin class tomorrow. Fred is so excited and he just can't hide it. He knows, he knows, he knows, he knows, he knows, he likes it. I know, Fred. I know, Fred. That's the next line. Okay, so if you want to win, throw that in. I'm going to go and read some questions. Okay, now, Catherine asks, is it really just like bad to like rinse these out throughout the day? Catherine, I would say that maybe I might have done that once upon a time, but ideally you are much better off making sure that each bottle is sanitized because this little button, this little nipple at the end has a button. Obviously the milk is coming out of the bottle. Once the milk is coming out of the bottle, that means that saliva and bacteria are also going inside of the bottle. So as much as, you guys know that I like to have a good time, but you also know that I am a little neurotic about safety. And it's not really neurotic, because I think every parent should be very cautious about safety. And so if you have a little baby, his little germs go in there, the germies sit on the counter. Even if you rinse them, you know that sometimes you'll use a cup all day, and at the end of the day, it's a little funky, and you're like, should I be drinking out of this cup? I know I do it all the time. It's really not the best idea. But for the little babies, we want to give them the best start possible, the least germies possible, no bacteria, no nothing. Now, if you want to do a full bottle wash after each bottle, absolutely go to it, okay? But if you're going to just use, if you're going to just rinse it, I think you need to do a lot more than rinsing. I'm talking about getting the little thing that comes in the center of it and cleaning out the pipe in the center and making sure the nipple is clean. So it's a lot of work, okay? All right, so that was the one question. I would not do that. I would not rinse the mouthy out throughout the day. All right, next one. Can I reheat milk in the microwave for my 14-month-old girl twins, okay? Is it Varika? How do I say your name? No, you cannot. You can never, ever, ever, ever use a microwave, okay? If you heard me, I want you to say, I hear you. This is a huge Twiniversity deal breaker. While people throughout the country, you'll see that it's like common practice that people are using, but they put their bottle in the microwave. Let me tell you something. Here's what happens, and here's what's happened to a Twiniversity family, okay? Sorry, I put my hand in front of my face. I get a little crazy. What happens is when you put this bottle in the microwave, sure, it's all microwavable. You can use the microwave. But did you ever heat rice up or mashed potatoes in the microwave, and then you're like, oh my gosh, these mashed potatoes aren't hot enough. Let me put them back in. And then you take the mashed potatoes out of the microwave, and you're like, oh my God, this is lava. Same thing happens with the milk. Microwaves heat up from the core out. Now, with milk, it's less likely that it's going to turn into lava. However, it does. It really, really does. You should never, ever, ever use a microwave. So let me tell you what happens. All seriousness, if you put this in a microwave and now let's say we're sleepy, it's 3 a.m., I put it in, I'm supposed to put it in for 30 seconds. Somehow I push the 3 that does 3 minutes automatically. I go, I'm getting everything else ready. I'm like half asleep. I got the bottles, I got the babies, I just changed them. Now I'm gonna go and get these bottles in total sleep deprived, absolute, utter insanity. I grab these bottles and I feed these babies. Do you know that you're gonna burn his mouth, you're gonna burn his lips, you're gonna burn his tongue, you're gonna burn his cheeks. If he swallows, you're gonna burn his uvula, you're gonna burn his throat, his larynx, and his esophagus. This is what happens. This is why Twiniversity says, also known as me, never, ever, ever, ever use the microwave, okay? Because if you don't, then there's no chance of that happening. You don't have anything to worry about. That's what I'm saying. So please don't. I'm so sorry. I don't mean like if you're doing it now and you're like, listen, Nat, I got it. I'm not, I'm in control of everything. You do what you think is best for your family. However, if you are asking me personal advice from me to you, never use the microwave. Now, how do we? Sage is saying, how do we do this, Nat? What are we gonna do? Well, it's very simple. You're gonna get a bowl, okay? A bowl like this, okay? I happen to have these filled with pacifiers, but you're going to get a bowl like this and fill it with warm water or warmer water. Then you're gonna take the bottle and you're gonna put it in there. Hi, I just made a bottle warmer in about 15 seconds. That is what we're gonna do. And you could use the warm tap water. We don't need to make this like a balmy 86 degrees. We're just getting the chill out. Just get the chill out of the bottle if your water was cold. I'm sorry I keep clanging you in the head, Fred. But you get that, you fill it with warm water, and these are done. These bowls are from Pampered Chef. You could get them anywhere, though, but this I got as my birthday present. And they're one of who gets Pampered Chef bowls for their birthday. I do. You know why? I love a good bowl, and I love a glass bowl. So make sure that it is a glass bowl, okay? Yeah, I know. It's the cups of coffee in the microwave. I'm telling you guys. I feel you on this, Fred. I'm worried about him. All right, let's see. We have more questions. So that is how you do it. Now, you buy bottle warmers. You could buy, and if you're wondering why the heck I'm going over here, it's because this is where my computer is living, also known as Julie and everything else. And yes, also, microwave changes the way that the formula is, especially if it's breast milk. It could do damage to your breast milk. We don't want damage done to our breast milk, guys. That would just be super bad. Let's not do that. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Thanks. Okay, now, let's talk about the things, before we put this bottle in this baby's face, let's talk about the items that we are going to have around us. So we need, obviously, Fred and his twin. We need bibs, right? We need our bottles that are ready to rumble. We also need a few other things. I'm a big fan of pacifiers. Check out these cool pacifiers. Could you see them? They say Twins Rock. Ugh, this lighting is so strong. There it goes. Twins Rock. These are the ma'am personalized pacifiers. I absolutely love them. And always remember, if you are... My mom was just calling me. Sorry, guys. When you're using pacifiers, make sure that you're using an age-appropriate pacifier, because you see the length of the pacifier? Okay, as the babies get bigger, this length increases to give them room for their little teeth to grow. So you want to make sure that you are always using the correct size pacifier. Yay, Twins Rock! I love that. So I got a little blue one for Fred. Isn't that cuties? Look, Twins Rock. You can have it say anything, baby A, baby B, whatever you'd like. But what I want to give away right now, I'm going to steal them off the shelf. I am going to also tell you, you should have some nose and face wipes or some baby wipes, whatever, okay? So if you're gonna have, you have to have some of these with you, because if you should have some spillage, some dribbling on your shirt, whatever, always have some wipes next to you. So we're giving away our next prize, Jewel. Are you ready? This is one of my all-time favorite Dr. Brown's product that, as my kids are 12, we are still using. There is rarely a time in our life where you do not find me to have these nose and face wipes. Why? They smell so amazing. It is a light scent. I don't even think they list a scent that's on it. But they are used for your baby's little schnozzolas, and they are used to clean your babies. So how do we win these? All we have to say is, I like wipe time, wipe time, wipe time, wipe time. So Dr. Brown's makes an assortment of baby wipes. So this is the nose and face wipes. They also make the pacifier wipes. They also make a tooth wipe. Where's the tooth wipe? Wait, I have them. Here they are. I got them, gang, I got them. Look, these are the tooth wipes. So yes, they are for the babies, but guess what, gang? They're not just for the babies. These are also for the mamas. You ever leave the house and be like, oh my God, I have coffee breath. Guess what? You don't have to have coffee breath, because I can use them and they taste so delicious. So babies will never mind when you're wiping their little faces. Watch, Fred won't mind. Fred, do you like when I wipe your mush? Fred needed to be clean because I just spilled formula all over him. So nose and face wipes are what I'm giving away because they are my all-time favorite. And every time I use them, and it's sometimes like when I go to trade shows or when I go to conferences, and if I'm coming to a conference in your town, I know that I definitely know I will be in Anaheim in May, and then I will be in Illinois for the Illinois Mothers of Twins Convention in April. So get ready for me, and you could definitely see that I will have those on me, I promise you. But every time I use them, people always say, you smell so nice. That's such a nice fragrance. What fragrance is that? So the fragrance is called Dr. Brown's Nose and Face Wipes. All right, we have to feed these kids. For God's sake, Fred, we've been sitting here for 35 minutes, and he's starving, Fred. So we have to have all of our supplies. If you are tandem feeding, because we're definitely going to do a tandem feeding video at some point in time, I promise you. I don't have bouncy seats in my house right now, but I will get us some, I promise. All right, if you want to see a tandem feeding demonstration, please do let us know. And if you want to see any other demonstrations, also please let us know. So if you want a day and we're doing nothing but breastfeeding positions, or if you want a day where we're talking about sleep routines or bath time, whatever you want to see, this is your opportunity to let us know, because honestly, we only come up with these topics because of people like you. All right, so there. Yes, so if we are tandem feeding, typically I would have 2 bouncy seats. The reason why I recommend bouncy seats is because they are at a nice incline, right? They're kind of at an incline like that. Plus, I could sit on the floor, my back against the couch, bouncy seat, baby, boom, boom, I'm feeding some babies. So In the beginning though, however, I don't recommend that you start off tandemly feeding a baby. If you start off tandemly feeding a baby, you're never really gonna get to know this baby. And I do wanna come to Tampa. Don't think I didn't see that. Julie, make a list of all the places we have to go. All right, me and Julie will come to the town by you. Also, can I just say, side note while everybody is here, if you have a twins club and you want us to come down to visit you in your twins club, just direct message us on Facebook, or you could always email me at natalie@twiniversity.com and let us know that we are welcome in your neck of the woods, and we would be more happy. Oh, Jacqueline, I think I'm coming to Boston soon. Oh, what, Jacqueline? I will let you know when we are up there. All right, Hotlanta. I gotta come to Hotlanta. Fred wants me to go to Hotlanta. Fred is from Hotlanta. That's where he's from, right, Fred? All right, guys, so we have Fred here, and I want to say that I was going back to saying how you shouldn't tandem feed from the beginning, okay? So what I want you to know is that you need a minute to get to know this baby. How do I know that Fred likes to drink 3 ounces before he gets burped? Or how do I know that he's gonna drink 2 ounces and then burp himself and then go back in? Or maybe he doesn't ever like to go back in, right? So what you have to do is really take a minute to get to know your babies one at a time. So in the very beginning, I would say for at least the first 2 weeks at least, you want to try to bottle feed your babies one at a time, even breastfeeding. I know it's crazy and everybody wants to do double tandem feeding immediately, but you guys really need to get to know these babies. Sometimes in the beginning, all they have in common is their birthday. So everybody has a different style, okay? All right, guys, so take a look at this. Now, notice, I'm about to feed Fred. I have Fred in this wonderful hold. Sometimes when babies are in this hold, I just hold them. Fred, I'm going to hold your paw down. I know that this swaddle is totally trying to tell you not to, but we have the bib, okay? And now I'm going to come a little bit closer. Come on, I'm getting closer now. It's time for it to get close and personal, Fred. Now, Fred, I'm going to feed you. Fred is starving. Now, notice, I'm going to start feeding Fred. And when I start feeding Fred, do you guys notice something about this nipple? All right, what is this one thing about this nipple that's happening? Notice that, oh look, Fred is dripping. Notice that 100% of that nipple was filled with milk, all right? I'm not like, hey guys, what's happening? You know, it's Nat, and this is what's going on. You see how that's happening? If you're not paying attention, then Fred will be like, oh my God, I'm so hungry, where's this milk going? Okay, so you have to make sure that 100% of the time you have that nipple filled with formula. I will try not to rock, but there is a really huge piece of me that is having a hard time not rocking. Now, Fred loves to go 2 ounces. He loves to go 2 ounces in, and then Fred takes a break. Fred's like, I'm gonna take a little break, Ma, and I'm gonna burp. And now we're gonna stop and we're gonna burp this baby. We will do a whole separate video on burping this baby, I promise you. I'm just trying to get down to my 5 points because for God's sake, I don't even know if I gave you 2 yet. So we're gonna bottle feed him, burp him, then go back in for the rest. But at 100% of the time, the milk is always filling the nipple. Do you see that, okay? All right, guys, look, I have formula all over me. Thank goodness that I have my nose and face wipes. Thank you. Oh my God, they're so refreshing. And everybody's gonna say, what is that beautiful perfume, Fred? And you're gonna say, oh, everybody, that's the face wipes that nobody knows about. So that's what we're gonna do. I don't know why everybody's texting me and my family. I heard that microwaves, yes, that's true. It ruins breast milk. How could I bottle feed both at the same time? We talked about that. Now, there's a few other things that I want to talk about, okay? And I do like to change accents because I don't know why I do that. I do that in Twiniversity class too. If you have ever had the absolute utter pleasure to join me for a Twiniversity class, you'll know that that's unfortunately how I do things. I think I do it to entertain myself more than anything else. And I'm still quite surprised that this is backwards. So now let's give some tips, okay? So my first tip is all about the formula, believe it or not, okay? So I don't want you to pre-stock formula. In the beginning, your babies could be using like a Similac Advance or whatever, and then they have to go to a soy-based or lactose-free or Gentilese or whatever. So don't go crazy when pre-stocking your formula. You just want to make sure that you have enough at least for a week, and you should have par stock of 3 things: Diapers, wipes, and formula, okay? 150 diapers in your house at all time, unlimited wipes, and at least a week's worth of formula. And find out where the cheapest place to buy it, whether it's Amazon, My Personal Addiction, your local big box store, or wherever, I don't care. But remember also, when you go to the doctor's office, take those coupons that are sitting in the waiting room, just saying. All right, next thing, pre-stock formula we talked about. 2, get everything ready. We talked about that. We got it all ready. Hi, guys. I'm already ahead. Number 3, don't throw out these nipples. You start off with a level 1. If you're doing a combination of breast and bottle feeding, you always want to keep the level 1 nipple because the level 1 is closest to your boob time. Plus, even after, let's say you're like, I'm done with bottles, we're not using bottles, or you're still using bottles, but we're not, we move to a level 2, that's what's happening. Never throw out the level 1s because when you're flying, a level 1 nipple is going to cause the baby to drink more, so he'll pull milk in more and swallow more, which will help Fred's little tiny baby ears. Look at Fred's tiny baby ears. They're so super sweet. Super sweet, Fred. Okay, next thing, we talked about that. Talked about the formula. Next tip is, I don't know, this could be number 72 because for God's sake, I gave you a million of them today. The next tip that I want to give you is count your bottles at the end of the day. If this little bottle goes rogue and ends up rolling under the couch or gets put in the toy box or something, it's going to smell like dead animal extraordinaire in your house. And you're going to be like, what is that? Did a possum just die in my wall? Or is it simply a bottle that rolled into the couch that we forgot all about? So every single night, do an inventory and make sure that when you're putting stuff in that dishwasher, it's what's supposed to be in that dishwasher, all right? Have you guys ever lost something in a dishwasher? Not in a dishwasher. Has that ever happened that it rolls underneath the couch? Please, I need to know your horror stories. I want to give away another present. Can I give away another present? If you want another present, I need to see some thumbs up because I just need to know that you guys are with me for present time because I like present time. Present time. Present time. I think that it's present time. Yay! All right, present time it is. We're going to do another round of Dr. Brown's bottles, the 8-ounce wide neck options bottles, my numero uno bottle in the universe. If you want to win some bottles, all you got to say is, please, I need bottles. But I wanted caps. I wanted caps, and I wanted in big things that say please. Also, can I ask you guys a favor? Can you please share this feed with all your local friends and family, especially your twin moms? I would like to give away 2 sets of bottles. What did she just say, Fred? I'm speaking in the third person to a fake baby. That's what just happened. If you want, and I'm also spitting all over Fred because I don't know what's happening. So look how funny. See, somebody lost it in the car. If you want to win a set of bottles and you also want your friend to win a set of bottles, another twin mom friend that you love so much, tag her in this or tag him. That was very sexist of me and I apologize to all my dads out there. Please accept me and Fred's apology on behalf of all dads that watch Twiniversity out there. If you would like to win, please look at Amy. Amy's so passionate. I love Amy. If you want to send some to your twin families as well, tag a twin friend right now. If you're like, hey, I don't have any friends. I'm just a lonely little seahorse that's out here with my twins. Guess what, guys? You have friends. They're the people who commented before you just now. Those are your friends. Twiniversity is a community, guys. You're never alone. So if you don't know another twin mom and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have anybody that I want to tag the chick that's right above you. Why not? That's a lot of fun, no? Fred agrees, okay? These little guys, they always tag each other. Poor Fred is all by himself, and he's like, I'm going to tag my bunny friends. All right? Okay. Now, after we counted them, our last tip for the night is to fill a basin with water. Fill a basin with water and then put all your bottles in. But before you put them in, disassemble them. Because let's say that there's like 1/4 of an ounce left at this bottle. If this is on the counter all day, by the time you get to the end of the night, this is going to be like grossy McGross-a-lot. So if you disassemble them throughout the day and then you put these bottles in, the water will go in. And you know the great basin to use? The free one that they gave you in the hospital. Did they give you a free one? I don't know if they give you a free one in the hospital, but you could ask for one because if your babies are there long enough, your babies might have their first bath time in the hospital. Oh my gosh, guys, we're getting to the end of our little time together. Fred and Nat, Nat and Fred, we have the bestest times together. Julie, look, I created my own jingle. Are you proud of me? We have more prizes. Do we want to just do one more prize? Do we want to do 12 more prizes? You can't tag either. Jewel, could you help us with this, Julie? I don't know how to tell people to do these things, guys. That's why Julie's there for me. Now, I don't know. Did you guys hear? I don't know if you heard. There's this book that's out. It's pretty new still. It's good. I mean, Fred told me about it. I think that, you know, Fred's mom really wanted to read it. But I totally think that somebody needs to have this. Fred looks like he has eyelashes. He totally does. I think it's just dirt, though. If you have not read this book yet, I'm going to say that Fred's sad about it because Fred wants you to know more about us. Right, Fred? So if you look on the back, there's this pretty little lady. Pretty lady on the back. That was my Jerry Lewis impression. For you guys who know Jerry Lewis, thank you. Yeah. If you haven't read this book, you need this book. If you don't have this book, yell out right now. If you're expecting and you're like, I need that book in my life, just tell us you need this book. We want you to have a book. We want you to have one. Fred will say, actually, you know what? I'm going to send it out. So if you want a book, say, I need a book. I will autograph it for you. Fred will autograph it for you. And we will throw it in the mail when I go pick my twinnies up from school to freaking day. So if you need a book, just say, I need a book. We're going to pick a winner. Julie will let you know that you won. You're going to send me your mailing address because I do need that. And that's what's going to happen. So Fred, there's so many more things. Fred, can I put you down for 2 seconds? Fred, I love you, baby. I love you, Fred. Okay, Fred, go over there. I want to tell you about a few other Dr. Brown's products that you guys might not know about. This baby balm, okay? I'm having an issue with the lighting. How do I do that? See, this baby balm right there. Okay, this is used for, you could use it for cradle cap. You could use it for diaper rash. You could use it for eczema. There's a million things you could use it for. I personally use it to put on my husband's head after he shaves because he is a bald man, and when he shaves, it gets really dry. So we use the baby balm. Yes, it's called baby balm on top of his head, and it takes the dry skin away immediately. In the wintertime, my hands get ridiculously chapped from washing dishes. Yes, I wash dishes, people. I have a dishwasher. I, for some reason, always have more dishes than my dishwasher could hold. So I use this almost on a daily basis on my hands. But it's really not supposed to be used for adults. You totally can. But it's baby balm. It is one of the best products that we have used in a while that treats everything. But I personally find that for dry skin, cradle cap, and eczema, wowie, wowie, wow, wow, you will love this. Next thing I want to tell you is that they do make a baby lotion, and the baby lotion smells, it's like lavender, maybe a little sage. There's something special about this baby lotion that doesn't smell typical, but smells absolutely intoxicating. This baby lotion will go a long way. This bottle will last you absolutely forever, and nobody is even knowing that Dr. Brown's has these products, and I love them. And then the last one is the bottle wash. We'll talk about this again, especially if we do a bath time with twins. And this baby wash, of course, is fantastic. It's a great wash. It's hair and body wash, blah, blah, blah. But also, you see this pump? The pump is absolutely extraordinary because now I could pump and wash and have one hand on the baby at all times. Absolutely love it. All right, guys, so I want to say thank you to our friends over at Dr. Brown's, and I want to say thank you guys for joining us. It would be my absolute joy if you would go and review, whether our live feeds, whatever you took a class, but we're trying to build up our review sections over on Twiniversity. So once this feed is over, if you could go into our review section and put a review, and you could just say, I saw Nat's live feed today. While she definitely was a little bit off her rocker, we had a great time, but more importantly, did you learn anything? For my people that stayed with me, what's the one thing that you learned today that you're going to be taking away with you and applying to your daily life? I am dying to know. So please, let us know the tips that you are going to use in your everyday life, because I just want to make sure that not only am I here to entertain you, because I do love to entertain you, but also, are you learning stuff? Am I doing great things for you? Am I making a difference in your life? Is Fred helping you? As I sit here and have indigestion. Good times. So make sure you go over and thank our friends over at Dr. Brown's. I am sure that if I personally used Dr. Brown's bottles, that I would not have as much problem with reflux. Maybe I should consider that on a daily basis. But if you could just go and start, go over, like Dr. Brown's Facebook page, please. Julie will send you a link. We gave away a ton of prizes today. We still have a few more. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up with a comment. We're going to put it below. And I'm telling you, there may be one extra seat in tomorrow's class if you play your cards right. So if you're expecting, make sure you let us know. Thanks again to our friends at Dr. Brown's. And please, if you are registering, you really, really, really strongly, bottom of my heart, no matter what, whether I worked with them professionally, personally or not, these are what the Diaz duo used. And as a mother of a child with severe reflux, enough to be on an apnea monitor for 7 months, this was the only bottle that worked for us. So not only do I professionally love this bottle, it is super close to my heart. And that is what I'm going to tell you. So you could not possibly have a better option. So guys, Jenna, thank you. I love that you guys have joined me. I'm going to go back to reality. I'm going to pretend to have some lunch. And then I am going to go pick up my Twinnies. And I don't know what I'm doing for the rest of the day. I have another question, guys. Do you want to just have like hangouts where we basically don't have any organization whatsoever, and I don't have 5 tips ready for you, and we may not have a bunch of prizes? Would you guys like to just jump on and chat and hang out? And if you do you think that nights work better for you, or days, or this time? What works best for you? Because of course we want to do what is best for you. But we love it, and I love being here with you, and it means so much to me that I'm able to do this for you guys. So if you want to hang out, or if you're like Nat, where does it look like outside of your house, or where do you buy your oranges, or whatever? If you want to have a little bit more nap time, or if you want to have some more twin time, just let us know. We will be more than happy to. And Fox News just told me that U2 is delaying their album release. Guys, I did not know U2 was having an album release, but if you care about that, breaking news literally just flashed across my screen. So Bono and what's his face, that other guy, the Jazz, I'm the worst at the U2s. So that's it. So good nights on the West Coast. We got it. Catherine, good. You're on with me. I was a stay-at-home mom too. That's how we roll. All right, kids. Thank you again to Dr. Brown's, and thank you all for joining me. Have the best day ever, and no matter what, make it count. If today sucked, don't worry about it. It's going to get better starting right now. Have a good day, guys.